Hey friends, have you ever had a point in your life where you've done something new or made a new discovery and said, boy, I wish I had found out about this stuff years ago? Well, let me tell you something. As you get older, you will have lots and lots more of these moments. And here I am, well into my retirement. I'm going to say it's been about 5 years or so that I'm officially retired. And I was thinking about it, and I've come up with 3 things that I want to share with you. 3 things that I think I wish that I had invested more into or made a priority in my life. And listen, even if you're not retired yet or on the way there or there with me now, it's not too late. So let me talk about these 3 things. You're going to love every one of them, especially the last one. And I call them buckets more than things. It's more of categories, so to speak. And so the first one is investing in experiences versus buying things or the accumulation of things. And what I mean by that, I wish I had done more of going on cruises or being with family and picnics and barbecues or events or more wine tasting. I've been fortunate in that the past 10 years that I have really focused on that because I totally and thoroughly enjoy it. And once you're over 60, I don't know, for some reason, I think that we tend to enjoy those things more because maybe we're not so burdened by some of the things that we've had to deal with, like responsibilities or worried about your income. Well, you're always worried about that. But seriously, I wish I hadn't bought so many pairs of shoes or pocketbooks, or even in some cases, like a house or 2. But I do know that now, boy, oh boy, there is nothing like an experience. Investing into a cruise or going out to the winery with your friends or meeting new friends, experiencing something for the first time, or for things that never get old, like sunsets and sunrises. So definitely, as you get up there, you will value more of your experiences. So why wait? Why wait? Start now. Okay. The second one is, boy, I really wish that I had focused on this more, and I'm going to put it into the bucket of health and food, and the food and nutrition. And what I mean by this is not just, dieting or just eating in general, but more on the quality of our nutrition, what you're putting into your mouth, the quality of the food that you're buying, the making sure that you take care of your health and do your checkups and actually follow up on things and not just blow it off because you have no time. But I think that is super important, especially after you turn 60. And the quality of what you're putting into your body really reflects on the outside and how your body is functioning. Actually, your whole life is that. And had I wished that I had discovered my low-carb eating, 20 years ago, I think I could have warded off some of these stupid things like arthritis and some other body issues that I'm experiencing right now. But it's not too late. It really isn't. It really isn't. You can focus on what you're putting into your mouth and maybe avoiding all these inflammatory foods. I mean, honestly, if I were to just boil this all down, is like, just stop putting inflammatory stuff in your body. And it also means making a priority of what you're buying and the type of food that you're buying, and maybe spending a little bit more. In other words, prioritizing your budget and making whatever you're buying of better quality, better proteins, better vegetables. And instead of going out to eat so much or takeouts, some people just live with DoorDash. you're actually just paying for a service on that. And I think after you, especially after 60, I believe that you value, or let me put it this way, not that you value your health more, but it just becomes more obvious. Like stuff starts happening, and you start realizing, oh boy, what can I do about this? So I wish I had done it sooner, but I'm glad that I did. And that's just my little message to you, is to focus on the quality of food, spending more on that instead of things, right? And, making the sacrifice on some things to get others. Now, funny, we talked about sacrifice because some people have asked me, Rina, how do you do it? I live on my Social Security. How do you do it, right? Well, you know what? There is a little secret to that, and that is you live like a pauper most of the time, but the other times, the things that are important that you prioritize, you live like a king. As a matter of fact, I found an illustration that is illustrates me in between, and here it is. Yeah, that's pretty much me in between trying to afford my experiences and everything else. It's okay. It's worth it. That's pretty funny, wasn't it? Well, it's true, actually. I mean, it's terrible. I'm like super frugal on other stuff, like, just things that I thought was really important in the past, the looks and things. I don't know, even clothes. I only buy what I really need right now, and like stuff around the house, furniture, things like that. I mean, honestly, I really don't care about that anymore, because all I care about is having my experiences, being able to travel and the freedom to do that, spend time with people, the social engagement part of all that, family, friends, right? And good food. I cook all the time. I sometimes cook 3 times a day. I do. And just making sure that what I'm feeding myself is good stuff and doesn't create more problems than I already have. Someone once told me, I thought this was kind of neat. And it's like, it's like the farmer in the field planting seeds, right? And then just having a tractor just come over and just, plow everything up. So that's what getting good food into your body is like, and what you want to do. All right. I know I sound preachy, but I wish I had listened to me years and years ago. Okay, the last one. I told you the last one. The last one is actually the most important, because you can have all this good stuff. You can have the greatest experiences and, go out and have fun or engage with people, or, I don't know, go on a trek, see Alaska, and maybe even have great health. But number 3 is really important. Okay, that number 3 bucket is the happiness bucket. Yeah, it's a great bucket, the best bucket of all. Because even if you go on adventures and prioritize that, even if you prioritize what you're putting into your body and the food, but if you're not happy, or you don't take care of your mental and emotional well-being, it's not really worth it. It's not worth it. What quality of life are you going to have? I just got happy. I'm serious. I got happy, and now I've become happy, or I am happy. Focusing on our mental and emotional well-being is critical. It's critical. And after 60, sometimes loneliness does get in there, because we're not as engaged or amongst our family and friends. Well, at least many of us aren't. And if we are, there's always a disconnect. And sometimes it's not because of you, but because of others and what they think old people are. Or maybe we're just doing things differently now. We're not working, doing the 9-to-5 routine anymore. So it's just different. And you can feel isolated. So what's important about that is making sure that this part upstairs, is in good health, and that you constantly keep yourself updated and exposed to good and positive things and people and writings and videos, or whatever it is that really lights you up. You make that a priority every single day, okay? Because you don't have to take what you've had in the past and make that as part of your life, whether that be disappointments, people who have left your life willingly or unwillingly. Doesn't have to be there anymore. What's most important and a priority right now is that we are in the active engagement of happy, our emotional well-being and our mental well-being. So that's the big 3 bucket, number 3, okay? So I invite you to practice or to think about these buckets. And if you're not there yet, or you're thinking about some other excuses, or you think of other responsibilities that you may have, I get it. But just think of Gollum in that picture that I showed you before. Yeah, make yourself a pauper in the other area. You don't have to go whole hog into everything else. Because the things that are really important and the things that stay with you and fuel your spirit and fire, I believe, are those 3 things. So I challenge you. What are you going to do? Are you going to start today? I hope so. And if you're wondering about all this gobbledygook, I'm going to point to, I think it's up here or up there, is a video that I just created on Got Happy. But hang on. Please like and subscribe. It's free and it will help me